Hi Sven, thank you so much for letting me ask you this question. And actually, it started off being more complicated, and then just as I was about to write an email to you, I discovered something that makes now my problem a lot simpler. I hope so. Whereas there might have been a couple of questions before, now I think it's just one. Because initially, when I was setting when oh my God, Monklit, I think is his Discord name, pointed me to your file that had that simple AI test um, action in there, or yeah, it was an action, right? No, it's a behavior. Yeah, behavior. Um, and I guess because it was designed for pathfinding and all that stuff, it had a lot of stuff in there, and I was having issues initially trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I get it didn't seem to be, but I couldn't be able to get it to trigger a death animation. It, and then I noticed in the test you had worked around it by just having the character pop off and then switching to another character that would play a death cycle, like when it entered that lit room, and when you shot it, it would just pop off. And so I was like, well, how do I get this to work? Because I'm also not using the pathfinding stuff. But then anyway, long story short, I found. Hopefully you can see it. I found also you had created a simple AI um, one that just had it was like stripped out everything, which is almost exactly what I needed because I already had my kind of character set up in a certain way. So this made it a lot easier to not have to depend on the game actor to make my character chase the player. So I set it up, and and it works amazingly. First, let me say that. And so just like I have my enemy as my AI, my player as well. For my player, I have this hitbox that I'm using my enemies to focus on as opposed to the camera for whatever reason. Um, and I set my visual range, which is I guess the range where he starts to chase, and the attack range is where he stops. And I'm just saying this because I'm just trying to clarify, make sure I got it all clear in my own head, and the movement speed. So the only problem I'm having right now, because the way I have my characters set up is they start off in, you can see in this sort of sitting position because they're going to be also kind of sitting around a campfire. I have these proximity triggers that trigger variables so that when you enter a certain range, they become alert. They stand up and they start looking around. And then when you enter another range, that's when the chase happens. So I set this visual range to be exactly the same as the the proximity sphere that's triggering the animation of the character and all that stuff. So okay, it's all working great. I know it's like so much nicer to set up like the distance where the character attacks and everything. The problem I just discovered right now is when my character dies and he's lying on the ground, it's still chasing me. Like, and I guess what my question is what is there a variable or something that I can use to switch off um, the or some sort of technique that you can think of to switch off when the player dies this movement speed, I guess. I'll show you. I'll try and demonstrate it for you. Here we go. So I'll start the game. So you see my character off in the distance sitting down. I'll get closer. I'll enter first proximity and he'll stand up. He'll look around like, what is that? I heard something. And I'll get a little closer. Now your behavior's taken over and it works like so good. So he's coming, try and come for me, and I'll try and shoot him. There's some blood spray, and then he starts attacking me. You can see my health going down there. So I'll try and kill this guy, and I'll get away from him. Come on, he should die soon. Die. There he goes. Now he dies. Now he keeps chasing me. And it's pretty hilarious. Um, can you think of anything, or is there anything you think I can do um, to sort of avoid that? Anyways, any advice you can offer, I'd appreciate it. Um, I do like the Simple AI. Um, yeah, if you can think of anything, I would love the advice. Take care. Have a good day.